Hello everybody, this is Carol from Friendly Quail. I'm making some things for my Polite Society at Home and Abroad journal. And I was trying this, and it is I'll show it to you. And I made it into a hidden journaling spot as well as what it normally could be. So I'm going to take you through with me and show you what it is, and we'll do that. It's an envelope, but it opens all the way up. And then this comes out and you can write on it. Now you can do it just like this and decorate it any way you want, or you can make it into a hidden journaling spot like this is. I've got a little pocket inside here under this part. And I've got to cut down a little bit an index card, okay? So you might think, oh, that's it. That's the journaling spot or whatever. Now, I did watch Chelle Radcliffe from the Rambling Crafter to do this, and she cut a hole in here to slip it into, and I did that too. But on my next one, instead of cutting a hole, I just put I put the little ticket thing on here. So I have an old playing card on it. You open it up. This one I did part of a Rolodex card on it just to make it stiffer so that it would be better to hide this. Again, secret journaling spot here. And with this one, if you push that down inside, it's behind this and you can't see it. And this made this a little stiffer. Plus, you could stick something in here. So you'd have that as well. So this just pulls out like this. Again, if you don't want the hidden spot, just put paper in there and fold it up. And then you've got yourself a little bit of an envelope. You can use this as a journal card. So you start with a journal or a piece of, this is light cardstock. It's not real heavy. It's white on one side, so it's not like the really heavy stuff. And it's 5 1/4 inch square. Okay? And this I'll end up erasing after, because I just wanted to let you know what that was. But this is going to be made into an envelope, and we're going to be using the first measurement at 2 1/4. So I have an envelope punch, and if you don't have one of these, they are really slick. And I'm going to put this at 2 1/4 punch, and then I am going to score this. Then you turn it and you put it right along that score line that you did. Punch, score. This one's about 3 inches. If you start with the 2 1/4, this one gets to be about 3. So I got to line that up with that line. Punch, score. Now you could make yourself a template, and you don't have to have one of these. It just makes it a lot faster and easier. And so once I've done all 4 of those, I'm also going to round these corners. So on this type of a board, you just put it in there. You can use any type of quarter rounder. Whoops, I'm not totally in frame there. Okay, so you end up with a piece that looks like this. You can use your bone folder or whatever to go ahead and put that down. So that's the envelope. And this size is the right size for a playing card to put it on. So you can do that. So now at this point, you're going to want to distress everything. So I've got one already distressed. Magic. Okay. So this one is already distressed. Again, you can see it's just the right size for a playing card. Okay. But now if you were just going to do the folding out part, now you would just measure a piece of paper and you would fold it like accordion, fold it up inside, and that would be it. But if you want that little secret part, this is what you're going to do. I know that I don't want, I'm going to be sewing my card on the front, so I know that I don't want it, I want this behind, like, so when I sew here, it doesn't catch the hole. So this is what I'm talking about, this little hole here. So what I'm going to do is take a ruler, a metal ruler, and I'm going to use my cutter, and I'm going down, oh, I'm how much would that be? Let's see. Probably a little over 1/4 inch, for sure. And I'm going to leave about 1/4 inch on each end. I like to use my blade like this, which is really a box cutter, but it works pretty good. And I'm on a glass mat. And then I'm going to move it over a little bit. Maybe so I'm going to have a slit that's maybe 1/8 of an inch or something like that. And now I've got 2 slits in here with that piece in the middle. And I will take my scissors and cut it off on both ends. Now you can use any type of cutter that you have. This just seems to work the best for me. Now, this is ready for the card to go on the other side. So I'm going to be taking the card and gluing around just on the edge. So I don't want, you know, too much glue on it, because I have to leave that pocket open. But I'm doing it all the way around. And get that centered on here. Okay, and then you're going to let that dry for a minute, and then you're going to stitch it. Now, I don't like to sew on camera, so I've got one up to this step here with the sewing. I zigzagged or stitched. Some I did. This one's just straight stitching. This one I zigzagged over the edge. So the next step then would be to sew this. I sewed it all the way around. You can see the sewing on here. And I still have my little pocket there. So next step is to figure out what you're going to put in the pocket. And for me, because I cut it about that size, this is an index card, and I'm going to fold it over so I know it'll fit inside of that sewing line, kind of. So when I put that over, it's going to be fine. But it's too long. So now I have to just cut off a little bit so that it's the right size to fit in here. So that is going to be hidden. I think maybe I should have cut it just a little bit less, because the paper is going to go over it to hide it. Okay. So you can see that that's in there. And you're going to be able to pull it out. But what I want to do is fold paper. I cut this about, it's like 3 1/4 or something like that. And I want to fold it so it's going to fit inside of this envelope when I close it up. And I'm folding it kind of like an accordion. And I'm getting a little bit extra with the size I cut it. Sometimes I have more, sometimes less. But that's going to make this, and this is wrinkly, that's going to make this stiffer. If I take this and glue it down. All right. I've got a little bit of a heavier part on there. Now what I want this to do, and that's why I said I maybe, and I could even cut a little bit more off, but I want this to cover this up and be able to still put this down, like when this is all folded in, to be able to put it down like that. But it's covering up the little secret part. Okay, so what I'm going to do is glue the part where I folded it over. I'm going to glue it, but I'm going to leave, I'm going to cut this a little bit smaller yet, because you still can get it in and out, as long as it's not totally inside. Yeah, I think that's going to be better. It'll be easier to hide. So I've got that in there. Okay. I've got this folded up. I've got that part folded over. I'm going to glue it inside here. But I don't want to glue onto that. So I'm going to come down a little bit, you know, like a 1/2 inch or something like that. And I'm going to put glue on this. So it will, it'll be, sticking up there. I just got right into this. I didn't even say hello, and this is Carol, and you know, I might have said I'm Carol, but I hope everybody's doing well. And I just got this on my brain, and I was just trying to do it. So now this will pull out like this. It'll hide like this inside, and we have that little hidden pocket. And when you pull, you can pull this just down a little bit. You can reach in and get that. And most of the time you're going to have this folded up, so it's not going to be real obvious that there's something behind there. Okay. I'm going to put that up. Now I want to be able to close it up, like to slide this in something. So I found some, I have these little ticket things. And I found that, plus if you didn't notice, I did distress the inside of the white part on there. But what I want to do is I want to be able to put this on. So I just kind of held it on here, and I looked and I thought, well, if I get it about right here and I only go on the edge, you know, that'll tuck in there. It happens to be like a ticket shape, which you can make yourself just by, you know, cutting that little corner off. So I'm going to put glue on 3 sides, right on the edge. I wanted to do this while I was still thinking about it. Okay, so this is going to get glued on here. I could put it up just a little higher. There. And now it's loose, so I can fold that into there, and it keeps it shut. And then you can decorate it. And like for that one, I just used a number. And I've got StizOn ink here. And I'll get that number onto there. And now we've got that. And you can decorate it any way you want. If you want to add something else, you can add it. But I think that is really cute. And like I said, if you don't want to do the hidden part, just put paper in here and fold it up, and you've still got something really fun. And you can decorate it any way you want on the front. It doesn't have to be a playing card. But if you want the hidden thing, you have to have something to make the pocket. So I used the playing card, like Chelle Radcliffe did when I watched her do something like this. She saw it on Gail Augustinelli had a Happy Mail, and she saw this, but now her secret journaling spot wasn't hidden behind like mine is. Hers, she only sewed 3 sides of the card and left that open, so you could stick something in there. But I thought, if you do that, well, you could stitch along one side of the card before you actually put it on, and then it would at least look that way. But I think that would show up a lot more. So I improvised and came up with my own way of cutting that slit so that I can put something secret in there. She said you should keep your passwords and your secret spots. I don't know what I would put in mine, but that's what we're gonna. That's it. That's a little journal card now that has a secret hidden spot in it, and I'm going to use one of these in my Polite Society book. I've been working on the pages, and I am going to bring it out soon, but I thought I needed to do whatever I'm going to do before I sew it together. If I need to sew something, or if I need to attach something, most of the things like pockets and that I won't have to. So pretty soon I'm going to be sewing it together, and then you'll get a chance to see it. So thanks for being with me today. Do something today and every day that you love to do, because that's the secret to happiness, you know. This is Carol saying bye.